Something bad is going on in rural communities. Nigerian government is taking people's land from them without compensation. I'm not just talking about ordinary land. I'm talking about lands that are filled with mineral resources and rich oil. And this guy's grandfather was a victim. Tell the viewers what exactly you told me.
The community do not have stable light, no good education, no good healthcare. And I discovered that the community can give light, they can produce light to all of the local government area. And I got to a particular part of the community. I saw that there's a terminal that they cut the light, no compensation. Even the air is polluted because of what they are producing in that community. Fire, there are a lot of fires going on. They are burning gas. People can't breathe where their crops are dying day by day. My mom is a victim of her crops that are dying every time. Her land, my father was buried where she's planting cassava and all of that. Those cassava, they can't yield good fruits because of the bad air and the pollution in the land, in the community. I am here to make an awareness concerning what is going on in my community. A land belonging to my grandfather was taken by the government through a company called Otorogu Gas Plant. They discovered oil in this land. They've been drilling oil in this land right even before I was born. I am not just the victim, but other people in the same community.
Wow. And this has been happening for a very, very long time.
A very, very long time.
And the worst of this is that none of these people were compensated.
None.
And this is something that is still happening till now.
It is still happening till now.
I am well aware that in the Nigerian is it constitution? The constitution is where the law is, right? That every land belongs to the government. But I think that there's a provision that if the government wants to take a land from somebody, that they have to compensate the owner, right?
Yes, definitely.
And your grandfather was not compensated?
My grandfather was not compensated. Same as other community people that are in the same situation or victims.
This is happening in Delta State, Ughelli, and the name of the community is
Otu Jeremy, popularly known as Otorogu Gas Plant. That's what you see on the internet, Otorogu Gas Plant. But the name of the community is called Otu Jeremy.
Okay, so now the owners of this land cannot farm on their land. They can't even build anything there. These companies have taken full advantage of this land, full ownership of it, without even compensating the owners and their family.
Yes, no compensation. Even the air is polluted because of what they are producing in that community. Fire, there are a lot of fires going on. They are burning gas. People can't breathe where their crops are dying day by day. My mom is a victim of her crops that are dying every time. Her land, my father was buried where she's planting cassava and all of that. Those cassava, they can't yield good fruits because of the bad air and the pollution in the land, in the community.
What is something the youth is doing to defend what is rightfully theirs?
Okay, like I said, this is an awareness. It's like everybody is being shot.
No, I mean, we are trying to take this to the media. I'm talking about the community members. They are the ones affected. And for a community like this, I'm sure they don't have a lot of exposure. You understand? Compared to people living in the city, right? So what are steps that have been taken by those youth leaders?
Okay. Oh, some people take some steps, but nothing has been done about it. Me, myself, I spoke about it. Nobody talked about it. Nobody took any step. And everything was just blanked.
Okay, or maybe you are not so fully involved in so many things in the community that you are... Okay, what I'm trying to say is that you might not really know if they have taken steps. Is there like an association with youth in your community you are not part of?
Yes, I think there are government officials, there are youth leaders. Everybody is not talking about it. Some of them...
How can they not be talking about it? You said that these people have been bribed, compensated with something or promised something.
Yeah, that's the issue on ground in that community currently. So is
there anybody you can call on your phone right now that you think might have a knowledge about this? We just want to find out if there was any negotiation with members of the community, because we used to watch documentaries about this, how all these oil companies will come to communities, will take over people's land, will start their oil drilling, pollute the community and leave them stranded. I don't think this is something that can easily happen in a present modern situation like this. So we need to find clarity. Is there anybody you can call right now?
Okay, I have another brother that I can call, but before then, I think they have an agreement before. Because when I went to the community, I made some videos and I saw that the community do not have stable light, no good education, no good healthcare. And I discovered that the community can give light, they can produce light to all of the local government area. And I got to a particular part of the community. I saw that there's a terminal that they cut the light from the community, meaning probably there must have been an agreement, but then something must have happened along the line, of which I did my little research in the community. And some of the community members and elders, they said there was an agreement, but it's as though some people, especially the leaders, because the former deputy governor of Delta State is from that community, Utwama, his name is Utwama, he died last year. So I think these are some of the agreement they made, probably giving the community light, giving them good jobs or something like that. But since I was born, there's nothing like light, there's nothing like jobs, there's nothing in that community. Everywhere is just blank. People are suffering. Students, they can't go to school. Once they get to primary school, that's where it ends. Secondary school, that's where it ends. It has to be probably a personal something, like sponsor. Someone have to sponsor. My father has to sponsor. My mother has to sponsor.
Well, this is totally unfair. I do not know so much about policies in Nigeria, so I'm not in the perfect position to actually make judgment about this. But to be honest, I'm just thinking, I spend my hard-earned money to purchase a land, and then the Nigerian government will just decide that someday they find that land interesting and they want to take hold of it. It would be really unfair, honestly, without compensating me. I really don't know if there's anything these community members are supposed to do about something like this, especially that they have to suffer from the consequences of this drilling. They are drilling oil from that very community, right? So I really don't know what is going on, because we used to hear the days of Ateke Tom and all those people who would really fight, for justice, right? They will fight for community members. Do you understand? But these days we don't get to hear so much of these things, or maybe still happening, but they don't get to the front of the media space. I really do not know, but this guy is actually trying to create an awareness of something bad that has been happening in his community. These oil companies are coming into their communities and they are taking people's land without compensation at the expense of the community members, leaving their community in worst situation that it was even before they got there. And he feels like he wants to use social media to create an awareness about it. The only thing is, I really do not know so much about this community, and if any agreement has been reached before now that he might not even be aware of, maybe by the community leaders or by the youth leaders. I don't know, something like that, because you can't be the only one noticing something like this, right? So people there should know what is going on in their community, and I'm sure they would have made attempts to also fight for their communities. So that's why I was asking this very question. This is really sad. So how does it feel that your grandfather had the land that was rich with mineral resources and you can't even benefit anything from it?
At first, when I was young, they used to tell us that you're from a very wealthy community. In fact, when I was planning to come to Abuja 2016, they told me the Abuja you're seeing, it is built by this community. I was like, how can a whole of Abuja be built by this community?
With what has happened to your family, what is something you are determined to do to make sure your own children and grandchildren don't experience something like this?
First of all, I want to make sure I make my own money. Very important, not to depend on the bad governance, the bad policies that is in Nigeria.
Not to be affected by it.
Not to be affected by it, exactly. So as my children will not be regretting that my father passed through this situation and the government could not come to his aid, or the community leaders could not come to aid. It's the same process, or the same hardship, or the same situation that I'm going through right now, regretting the fact that my grandfather, my father were all neglected. So I want to focus on myself and probably make an ends meet for my children not to experience the same thing.
I'm sure when your grandfather purchased that land, he was very confident that he was making the right investment for the future of his grandchildren. But unfortunately, the children has been shortchanged, and this is really sad. It is sad that when we are so confident trying to build our future, government is making policies that will make us not to be in the reality of that fruitful investment. It's so sad. I really hope that people will take education seriously. We'll have more competent lawyers, activists, policymakers that would be human enough to make policies that would really include community members and foster development. Because if you go to the Niger Delta regions, there are so many communities that do not even experience light. And like he said, Abuja is developed today because of the profits that have yielded from those oil developing communities. So it's so sad that even these communities do not even have, they are not beneficiaries of their own oil and their own resources. It's really sad. I hope that I'll be able to reach out, I don't know, somebody who knows so much about Niger Delta, the oil issue. Reach out to me. Let's have an interview section and let's talk about things that people do not really know about. Bro, I want to say thank you for your courage. It is very important we use social media to do things like this, not people dancing and making fun of others and saying shit on social media. But when you see something, you film it. Do you understand? Raise awareness. We don't always have to rely on national media to do their job. It is our own social responsibility to do things like that. I'm just a little bit worried that I just hope I'm not wrong with everything I'm saying, because it's possible that this is something that is normal. You understand? And it's already in the constitution. But me, I'm just being emotional. I'm just saying things I really don't know. Anyways, we would like to know in the comment section. Those of you that are more knowledgeable, please inform us if this is something normal or if it's possible that the government can take your land from you without compensation in the case. But if it's not possible and you think that this guy has a chance to get money from the land that belongs to his grandfather, please also indicate it. Maybe we can get him a lawyer to fight and get his family something. Thank you so much. Let's say bye to our viewers. Bye-bye and thanks for watching.